Here's a list of 100 things Republicans often praise Donald Trump for based on common conservative viewpoints and Republican priorities. Economic policies and achievements. Passing the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, reducing. So this is what Republicans, the 100 things Republicans think Donald Trump is doing good. Reducing corporate tax rates to encourage investment. Record low unemployment rates before COVID-19. Significant job creation during his first 3 years. Wage growth, particularly for lower income workers. Deregulation across industries, boosting the stock market to record highs pre-pandemic. Renegotiating NAFTA into the USMCA, United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement. Strong GDP growth before the pandemic, cutting regulations to promote small businesses, expanding energy independence, e.g. increasing U.S. oil and gas production, approving the Keystone XL and Dakota Access pipelines, opening up federal lands for energy development, creating opportunity zones to incentivize investment in low-income areas, promoting America First trade policies, supporting coal and fossil fuel industries, opposing the Green New Deal, rebuilding manufacturing jobs in the U.S., simplifying the tax code, supporting farmers with trade policies and subsidies, record high consumer confidence pre-COVID-19, repatriating funds from companies overseas, reducing federal bureaucracy, freezing new federal agency regulations, opposing tax increases for businesses and individuals, immigration and border policies, building sections of the southern border wall, reducing illegal border crossings, strengthening ICE, Immigration's custom enforcement against illegal immigration, ending the catch and release policy, expanding the migrant protection protocols, remain in Mexico, tightening asylum requirements, advocating for merit-based immigration systems, cutting federal funding for sanctuary cities, increased deportation of undocumented immigrants with criminal records, ending chain migration policies, promoting a travel ban on certain countries for national security reasons, opposing illegal immigration to protect American jobs, advocating for U.S. citizenship for illegal immigrants, cracking down on human trafficking at the border, reforming visa systems to prioritize high-skilled workers, increasing Border Patrol funding, securing bipartisan support for border security measures, protecting U.S. workers from illegal competition, advocating for E-Verify programs, supporting efforts to complete the border wall, reducing the backlog of immigration cases, limiting access to welfare for non-citizens, advocating for strong national sovereignty, emphasizing law and order in immigration policies, cutting refugee admissions, foreign policy and national security, eliminating ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, strengthening the military with increased funding, supporting NATO allies while urging them to pay their share, moving the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem, facilitating the Abraham Accords, peace agreements between Israel and Arab nations, imposing tough sanctions on Iran, withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal, killing Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, reducing U.S. troop presence in the Middle East, advocating for peace talks in Afghanistan, pressuring North Korea to halt nuclear testing, strengthening U.S. borders against potential terrorist threats, advocating for cybersecurity measures to protect national security, withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord to protect U.S. interests, pressuring China over trade imbalances, imposing tariffs on China to protect American manufacturing, strengthening U.S. relations with India and other strategic partners, supporting Taiwan in the face of Chinese aggression, standing firm against Russian interference, pushing for NATO allies to increase defense spending, opposing endless wars while maintaining strength, modernizing U.S. military capabilities, increasing investment in missile defense systems, securing stronger borders to reduce terrorism risks, promoting a nationalist foreign policy, social and cultural issues, appointing 3 conservative Supreme Court justices, confirming hundreds of federal judges, advocating for pro-life policies, defunding Planned Parenthood, protecting religious freedom, supporting the Second Amendment, opposing restrictions on gun ownership, promoting patriotic education initiatives, criticizing critical race theory in schools and government, advocating for law and order during protests, supporting police officers and first responders, opposing efforts to defund the police, signing the First Step Act, a bipartisan criminal justice reform law, pushing for school choice programs, opposing transgender athletes in women's sports, supporting efforts to keep biological gender distinctions and legal protections, criticizing cancel culture and promoting free speech, standing against the censorship of conservative voices, advocating for energy jobs and opposing climate policies seen as extreme, opposing mandatory vaccine and mask mandates, promoting deregulation of healthcare industries, supporting rural America through economic initiatives, advocating for veterans' healthcare reform, pushing for patriotic symbols and monuments to be preserved, emphasizing America First values. So that's 100 things that Republicans think that Donald Trump is doing good on.